Paper is one of the most essential inventions in human history, playing a critical role in the dissemination of knowledge, culture, and information. Its invention transformed societies by enabling the spread of literacy, art, and communication across vast distances and generations. The story of paper is one of innovation, adaptation, and the relentless pursuit of better methods to record human thoughts and ideas. The origins of paper. The history of paper traces back to ancient civilizations, but it is most commonly associated with China. Before the advent of paper, various materials were used for writing and documentation, including clay tablets in Mesopotamia, papyrus in Egypt, and parchment or vellum made from animal skins in Europe and the Middle East. These materials, however, were either expensive or limited in their utility. The invention of paper is credited to Cai Lun, a Chinese court official during the Han Dynasty, around 105 AD. Cai Lun's innovation was born out of necessity and experimentation. He recognized the need for a more efficient and accessible medium for writing, one that could replace the costly and less durable silk scrolls that were commonly used at the time. Drawing inspiration from earlier methods of making fabric, Cai Lun devised a technique that involved breaking down plant fibers, mixing them with water, and spreading the mixture onto a flat surface to dry. The result was a thin, flexible, and durable material, what we now know as paper. Cai Lun's paper was made primarily from the inner bark of mulberry trees, along with hemp. The materials were soaked in water, beaten into a pulp, and then spread out on a flat mold to form sheets. These sheets were pressed to remove excess water and left to dry in the sun. The final product was not only cheaper to produce than silk but also much easier to write on and more portable than the bulky bamboo strips that were also in use at the time. Spread of paper across the world. Following its invention, paper gradually spread throughout China and became an integral part of Chinese culture and administration. It was used for writing, painting, packaging, and even in the production of maps and currency. The technology of papermaking began to spread along the Silk Road, reaching Korea and Japan by the 6th century AD. The first paper mill in Europe was established in Spain in the 12th century, and by the 13th century, paper was being produced in Italy, France, and Germany. The widespread availability of paper in Europe played a crucial role in the Renaissance and the subsequent intellectual and cultural transformations that shaped the modern world. Modern papermaking process. While the basic principles of papermaking have remained the same since its invention, the process has evolved significantly with advancements in technology and industrialization. Modern papermaking involves several key steps. Pulping. The process begins with the pulping of raw materials, which can include wood, recycled paper, or other plant fibers. The raw materials are broken down into cellulose fibers either mechanically through grinding or chemically by using heat and chemicals to dissolve the lignin that binds the fibers. This results in a slurry of fibers suspended in water, known as pulp. Refining. The pulp is then refined to improve the quality of the fibers, making them more suitable for papermaking. This step involves beating the pulp to increase the surface area of the fibers, which enhances the paper's strength and smoothness. Forming. The refined pulp is poured onto a moving screen or wire mesh, where the water drains away, leaving a thin layer of fibers. This layer is known as the wet web, and it begins to take the form of a sheet of paper. Pressing. The wet web is passed through a series of rollers that press out more water and compress the fibers, helping to bond them together. Drying. The pressed sheet is then dried using heated rollers or air. This step removes any remaining moisture and solidifies the paper's structure. Finishing. The final step involves smoothing, coating, and cutting the paper to the desired size and quality. Various treatments, such as adding coatings or applying special finishes, can be used to enhance the paper's appearance and functionality. As we continue to move into an increasingly digital age, the historical significance and cultural impact of paper will continue to be celebrated and remembered.